One of the things I like to do, and I think it's important for all instructors, is as much as possible, try to learn the students' names. And I'm going to give you a little trick that I use to learn the students' names. As you all know, you're going to have tent cards, and it's very important for the students to write their names on the tent cards, and you have to be able to see the names on the tent cards so you can reinforce in your mind each of the students' names as the courses go on. But what I do after the very first course is I personally collect the tent cards. I tell the students to leave them on their desk. I ask the classroom instructor to let me pick them up. And I pick them up very habitually. What I do is I go front to back, left to right, and I pick them up in a specific order. And then as soon as I get back to my office, or at home if it's a late session, I create a classroom chart with the kids' names on it. So I transfer the tent card names to an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, which shows me the names of where each of these students were sitting. Now, of course, this only works when the kids are in rows and the kids do come back and sit in the same seat every class. But for the most part, I have found that kids are creatures of habit, and they do come back and they sit in the same spot class after class. So I try to study my classroom chart before each time I go in, and it does work because by the end of the sixth session, I do know all the kids' names, and I try to reinforce their names throughout my interaction with them. The other thing I like to do before the class starts is I have them introduce themselves to me. Again, this is allowing me to get to know them better, especially their names. But I also ask them one or two interesting things about them. Generally, it's an extracurricular activity. Are you in the orchestra? Are you on the track team? Are you on the dance team? Tell me something about yourself, and I use that as a mental cue and also as something to help me establish a little bit of a relationship with each of these kids. Because I firmly believe that if the students feel like you're trying to get to know them and you want to have a relationship with them, they're going to work harder and they're going to be more attentive in class, and the material is going to sink in with them a lot better. So that's a trick that I use to try to learn the kids' names. I always make it a goal that by the time the sixth session is over, I do know all the kids' names, and that's the trick that I use to achieve that goal.